Hello, hello. Welcome to Stoner Podcast. Welcome, everyone. Hello, welcome, everyone. Okay, today we are going to take a look at Dylan Mortensen. Hi, good morning, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the Idaho 4 case. In particular, we are going to review Dylan Mortensen's statements to the police officer, the first responders at the scene, Officer Nunez. So we are going to review this together. I was analyzing this last night. Well, not last night, yesterday. And there was a specific statement in here that I want to highlight and analyze. Okay, ready? Let's get this party started. I'm going to play this now.
My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to the stairs. That one, I think that's from my
Second floor room.
second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And then I locked the door and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This was at 4
a.m. Yes. Okay. And so then I just ran down to
You left here?
Yeah, I left my room down to she's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom.
Okay.
I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just like tried to go to bed. And then we woke up, and it was weird because none of our roommates were up, and we called all of them. They were not waking up, and so me and like, this is weird. So I called and to come over, and then that's when all this happened.
Who all lives here with you?
Me, that one right there.
Okay. There's Santa.
Santa is the girl in there.
Is the girl that lives this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Who all lives here with you?
Me, that one right.
That woman right there. I'm assuming she's referring to Bethany. She's referring to Bethany as a woman. That's interesting.
There.
Okay. There's Santa.
Santa is the girl in there.
Is the girl that lives this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell her name?
Xana.
Do you know if she has a middle name?
Alexis, I think.
Do you know what her last name is?
Kernodal. K. I don't know how to spell it really. K. You know? R-N-O-D-L.
K-A-E-R.
K-E-R.
K-E-R.
N-O.
N-O.
L-E.
D-L-E? Okay.
X-A-N-A.
X-A-N-A. Okay.
Ethan, who's in there, he doesn't actually live here, but he's here like almost all the time.
There's a male that lives here, and
he doesn't actually
live. It looks like he's wearing a glove. It looks like Jack DeCourt is wearing a glove here, a white glove. See that? Let me back it up a bit. Ready?
Ethan, who's in there, he doesn't actually live here, but he's here like almost all the time.
It looks like Jack DeCourt is... I need to raise my mic here. From this view, it looks like Jack DeCourt is wearing a glove. Do you guys see that? Let's continue.
There's a male that lives here, and
He doesn't actually live here. He's in the room with Xana, I believe.
he's in there right now.
But he doesn't live here, but he's here a lot. And then there's Maddie, Mogan, and Kaylee up top. I don't know where they're at though.
Maddie,
Mogan. Maddie Mogan and
Maddie
Kaylee-
Mogan.
Yeah.
And who?
Kaylee Gonzalez. She's the girl that I was talking about, Kaylee, who I just heard it go upstairs and run that back.
Okay, this is what I want to highlight. I was reviewing this yesterday and we need to talk about it, okay? All right. So, Dylan's first statements, we know that obviously Dylan doesn't know what's real, what's fake. Everything's a dream to her. That's first and foremost. And she has claimed that she was drunk in her interview. However, the very first thing she brings up is that Kaylee runs upstairs and back downstairs. Let's back it up so you can hear that.
Back downstairs. And Maddie Mogan and
Maddie
Kaylee-
Mogan.
Yeah.
And who?
Kaylee Gonzalez. She's the girl that I was talking about, Kaylee, who I just heard it go upstairs and run that back downstairs.
She's the girl who she heard run upstairs and run back downstairs. You got that?
And the guy that lives here, his name was what? Or he's usually here.
Ethan.
Ethan. And you knew he was here this morning?
No, I didn't know. I had no idea he was here.
Okay.
She had no idea Ethan was there. However, wasn't Ethan's body discovered right next to Xana's body? And she does state that she saw Xana. And she thought Xana was passed out.
All right, describe the guy that you saw.
I don't think he was.
But I want to back it up to where she says that. Here we go. Right here, this part. Real quick. So this is all redacted here, this section.
Real fast, which one is your room?
Kaylee.
Which one is your room?
Oh.
What room are you in?
So what room were you in? We can't know, right? Why is it redacted? I'm telling you, my nephew and I have been analyzing this footage. Why is this redacted here, this section? He's simply telling us what room she's in, which if we look at the crime scene photos, we know what room she was in. We know what room is hers. Why is it redacted?
You know, the more we know right now, the better. We can start this process.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably be revisiting this interview with you very soon. Again, okay? So you're probably going to have to retell the story quite a bit.
That's fine.
All right. What do you remember seeing? What started?
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who ex-girlfriend, who else has a dog in her.
Real fast, which one is your room?
Kaylee.
Which one is your room?
Oh.
What room are you in?
See, which one is your room? And now she's explaining, she's going like this, explaining where her room is, right? Okay. Redacted. And it's still redacted. After she says what her name, her room, where her room is, it's still redacted. See? We're not hearing what the officer said. I'm going to try and pull up the transcripts. We have Dylan's interview and we have the transcripts and we have her statements, her unredacted statements. So I'm going to pull it up after this. Okay. Redacted, still redacted here. I wonder if the cop is giving him some orders and that's why it's redacted. I don't know. Still,
you were in that room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to the stairs. That one is Xana's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
So again, she's re-emphasizing. Could she be re-emphasizing where her room is? Because this is a long conversation for her to simply let you know. This is a very long conversation to be redacted if she's just letting you know where her room is located, is my point here. Listen,
All I heard was I heard.
Which one is your room? She's telling him where the room is. Okay, right? Then, still redacted, right? She does something. She's looking at the other direction to her friends right now and says something. That's all redacted. And now the officer is looking the other direction. Could he have been telling this cop something? We don't know. That's still redacted, right?
You were.
Okay. Now, listen to what he's saying. You were in that room, he says, right? Okay, let me put this up a little. Okay, you were in that room, he says, which I am taking this to believe that there was a discussion that's redacted in here. There was a discussion about who was in whose all room, because the next question the officer is stating is, you were in that room. You were in that room. He's asking Dylan, you were in that room? Why would he be asking her that?
We're in that room?
There was something that's redacted that she said prior that we cannot hear.
My room, not
my room, not Xana's room, she says. But the officer got the impression that she was in that room because of something she said that we don't know.
This room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to stairs. That one is in this room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Now I'm going to break this down for you. I am going to break this down for you. Now check this out. We're going to listen to her statements about Kaylee. This is what I want to point out. Ready?
Okay.
All I heard was I heard her go upstairs and go, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now.
Okay. Now, this is Kaylee. Okay. So Dylan is letting us know that Kaylee said, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now because she's going upstairs. So that would mean that she's in the living room, right? She's in the living room hanging out with Dylan or whoever was in the living room. We don't know. Probably a party happening. Perhaps a party was going on, right? We don't know this.
She's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee.
You heard who go upstairs? Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah.
Upstairs to the very top? Yeah. Which means she was on the second floor and she walked up to the very top, being the third floor, right?
That's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream.
All of a sudden, I heard her walking up and I heard her scream. And she ran upstairs because she saw someone.
Scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here.
That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and ran upstairs with Murphy. Okay.
And she screamed and just ran downstairs.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, because if she screams and she runs upstairs, right? She's screaming, she runs upstairs. You'd think she's trying to avoid danger. You'd think she's trying to go to a safe place. She's running away from danger, right? Perhaps she wanted to run up to her room and lock herself in the room, right? Kaylee. I'm talking about Kaylee here because this is what Dylan is saying. Dylan is saying that Kaylee, she heard her screaming, running upstairs with Murphy, right? Okay.
And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my...
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said.
That's what I'm pretty sure she said, that she saw someone, right?
Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs.
And then she screams and ran downstairs. Now, was there someone in Kaylee's room? Was Kaylee trapped? You're screaming. You're running up the stairs to your bedroom because you want to lock yourself in your bedroom. Find a safe place. You're screaming. Someone is here. Why would Kaylee run back downstairs? Was she trapped? Was there someone else upstairs? Perhaps. And now she's trapped. She's in danger. She ran upstairs screaming. Then she runs back downstairs screaming. So picture this. So now Kaylee is running back downstairs screaming. That would lead me to believe that the attack happened in the living room, in the second floor. The floor Dylan was in. Because does she run back upstairs after that, Dylan? Does she run back upstairs after that? No. All she says is she ran downstairs. Now, when I review the crime scene photos and the living room, I get a vibe in that living room. I feel that there was an attack that did happen in the living room. Okay. And if this is what Dylan is telling us, then what happened after this, Dylan?
And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared.
So she called for her name and she jumped up. Listen, watch.
Okay. And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said.
She ran upstairs because she saw someone. So now you have an attacker at the bottom floor.
Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs.
And then she runs upstairs and runs back downstairs. So you have an attacker of either side of Kaylee is what I'm envisioning here.
And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door.
And I called for her, but I jumped up and locked my door. Now Dylan is placing herself in her bedroom. She is now in her bedroom. She called up and locked her door. So after she heard her running back downstairs, she can't really tell us much. She can't really tell us much of Kaylee. Well, at least she doesn't say much after this, right? All she says was Kaylee ran upstairs. Kaylee runs back downstairs. And then what? And then what? You locked yourself in your door. Does Kaylee go back upstairs? Because that's where she is found. She is found in Maddie's bedroom. She's found unalived in Maddie's bedroom.
I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some.
Okay. Now the next phase of this, right? So now Dylan is supposedly allegedly locked in her bedroom, and Kaylee is downstairs in the bathroom. So that would be she ran back downstairs. According to Dylan, Kaylee ran back downstairs. So that means she's in the bathroom located in Xana's. She's in the bathroom right there on the second floor. Okay. So she heard her crying. She heard Kaylee crying.
Guys said that you're going to be okay. I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then
okay, so now Dylan's in her bedroom, and she's hearing Kaylee in the bathroom. No mention of Xana or Ethan. At this point, there's no mention of Xana or Ethan. She's still talking about hearing Kaylee only. Okay, so she hears Kaylee.
I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying.
She heard Kaylee crying in the bathroom.
I heard some guys say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you.
And some guys saying, you're going to be okay, I am going to help you.
And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy and he was...
So the attackers are in the house. The attackers are in the house. The attackers are in the house. They're there. They are in there, according to Dylan. According to Dylan, the attackers are in the house and they're telling Kaylee, it's okay, I'm going to help you.
Not insanely tall, but he's wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And I locked the door and I called and I didn't know what to do.
This is at 4
a.m. Yes. Okay. And so then I just ran down to
you left here?
Yeah, I left my room down to she's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom. Okay. I ran down there and we talked and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so and I heard some guys.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure.
Check this out. She heard her scream. Wait.
Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
And she ran downstairs because she saw someone. Wow. Now, you see, okay, I'm going to try and explain this. Dylan here is saying that Kaylee ran back downstairs because she saw someone. Dylan is talking about this as if she was there in that very moment. Wait, I can't see your comments. I'm sorry, you guys, 1 second. Hello, everyone. Hi, Glenn. How are you? Thank you for being here. Pretty much, huh? Sigma Chi was so angry. This was all about Greek life. I believe you. I will not forget what happened to the 4 young people in the house early in the morning. I'm so very sorry to hear what happened. Rest in peace. Amen. Rest in peace. Ethan was living the girls while on academic suspension. They were big mad. He said, I'm here for you. Oh, read it deeply. Do you believe that perhaps I'm here for you was for Dylan, not for Kaylee? Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. I appreciate your comments. Jack D or Mason under the bed got Ethan. Who's ridiculous? This video was out before the case had a name. Day 1. I saw it. Then they squashed it. Yeah. This girl. Oh, Dylan is ridiculous. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, check this out, bro. Oh my God. Here we go. I'm going to replay this one more time and then we'll move on to the unredacted. That's where I want to get to. Okay, ready?
That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here. So
where I was going at with this is, Dylan knows what to say. Oh my goodness. Check this out. Listen how she corrects herself. Listen to this.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I'm going to go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
Here, this part. And she ran downstairs because she saw someone. How do you know, Dylan? How do you know someone was up there waiting for her? Right? How do you know someone was up there waiting for her, Dylan? How do you know that, Dylan? Are you hearing this? She said, I heard her scream and she ran upstairs because she saw someone.
That's what I'm pretty sure she said.
And then she said, oh my God.
The very top?
Right. Yeah, that's where her room is.
She corrected herself really quick, you guys. She corrected. Oh my goodness. Check this out. Ready?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
And she ran downstairs because she saw someone. Not upstairs. This is incorrect. This caption on here, don't go by this. She said, I heard her scream and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
That's what I'm pretty sure she
That's what I'm pretty sure she said. That's a lie right here. She covered up. She covered up the fact that she knew someone was upstairs waiting for Kaylee, you guys. I'm going to play it one more time. Let me slow it down a bit. Perhaps you can catch it. But this right here is giving the impression that Dylan had knowledge that there was an attacker upstairs waiting for Kaylee, in my opinion, allegedly. Listen.
Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. All I heard was I heard her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone.
Then I heard her scream and she ran downstairs. If you listen to the audio, she says downstairs, not upstairs.
That's what I'm pretty sure she said.
And then Dylan corrects herself immediately. Dylan says, well, that's what I'm pretty sure she said. I'm pretty sure she said she saw someone. And that's why she ran downstairs.
Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not.
When she says this guy, notice how her body shifts. Oh my God. The body language here needs to be studied. This body language needs to be studied. Absolutely, Debbie. I do think, Dennis, thank you for being here, Dennis. I do think she believes someone was in the house. I believe she did. Check this out, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. When she says him, oh shit. When she says him, she shifts her body to the direction of her friends. Watch this. Ready? This needs to be studied.
screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy.
You see? Oh boy. Then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy. Oh my God, Dylan. Oh my God, Dylan. Oh my God, Dylan. Was she trying to give the cop signals? Was she trying to give this cop signals? Check this out. Oh my God. She moves her body. Oh no.
Sure, she said, someone's here. And she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy.
Then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy. Wow.
He was.
And she turns back. You see, when she says, and I saw this guy, she's turning that direction where her friends are, where that group is, crying. I never caught that before. Oh, shit.
And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy.
And then she turns back.
He was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And I locked the door and I called and I didn't know what to do.
This is before.
So I was watching this with my nephew yesterday too, right? And I have a question. Why were all of these sent for one unconscious person? Have you guys ever questioned that?
Blanket right now, it's temporary. Anybody like one for your feet?
You see all of this? Do you guys ever question why all of these EMTs, EMS, whatever?
Thanks, man.
All of these guys. You see all of these?
Thanks. Yeah, if that email shows up, that'd be great. Can you grab some blankets?
No,
and then maybe the big white one.
Now you have some with gloves, without gloves, but the call was for one unconscious person. Do you guys know why all of these were sent? Because I like watching this and listening to this with from a perspective of someone that's unbiased and doesn't really know much of the case. So my nephew's visiting and I introduced him to this case and we started watching this together. And he said, wait, the call was for one unconscious person. So he says, who are all these people? Who are all these people if it's one unconscious person? Does that make sense? Scully. Awesome live show. I can't believe you were on for 8 hours. What the hell, Scully? What the hell? I also tried showing my nephew Gideon. I'm like, Gideon is all over her arm. Gideon, like you see the word Gideon on Dylan's arm. And I brought that up to him as well. I mean, from an unbiased perspective, there is a lot wrong here. Why? Check this out. Okay. Now, all of this is unredacted. Check this. You have some with gloves, some with not, right? Hold on. I'm going to play this and let my dogs out. Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
Thank you.
No, you're good.
Hang in there, brother. Okay.
you anything? They were dressed out in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer.
Okay, here we go. So this is good. Let's back it up 1 second. How about matching tattoos? Beat DM and BF got the next day. Exactly. None of them separated. No questioning. All right, here we go. Let's listen. Okay. So now this is Jack Decor. This is Kaylee's ex-boyfriends. They were together for 6-7 years. Okay. They had just recently been broken up for 2 months. Okay, very recent breakup. A very recent breakup. Kaylee was moving to Texas with her dog Murphy, their dog, apparently, allegedly. Okay, so now he's first walking up to the scene. Another thing I want to discuss is that Linda Lane, we hear all the screaming and all the commotion, all the struggle going on, right? We clearly hear it. However, none of these friends who live close to this house, no one heard anything. No one heard anything. That was a big factor when discussing this case with my nephew, who has an unbiased perspective. The first thing he said was, well, aside from the 8 hour, aside from not calling authorities in that 8-hour time frame, that's number one. No one calling 911 for 8 hours is number one. Number two is the screaming. You're telling me no one heard the screaming? Wait, you're really telling me no one heard all of that was happening? That's number two. Okay? Very important.
Did they tell you anything?
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not pointing fingers. These are the facts. These are the facts. This is what happens. If you go to the Linda Lane footage, you'll hear it yourself. And all of these people who lived so close to that house, and the way this house is situated, it's a fish bowl, you guys. There's states, there's not, I wouldn't say, I just know of 2 other states that are built this way. They're built like a fishbowl where you're able to hear the noise is in here. You'll hear it like an echo because it's stuck inside the fishbowl. Picture a fishbowl. Even like if there's a storm or something, it stays stuck in. You get what I'm trying to say? I hope I'm making myself clear here.
They were dressed out in the main room.
We were in the main room, which means the living room. And why she calls it a main room, that's interesting. This is the first time I hear her call it a main room and not a living room. But okay, so they were in the main room. This is why pretty much. I don't know what Josie is saying here. Lyndon is scared. You hear Lyndon in that interview in the cop. Oh man, this guy. I mean, if you had him there for 24 hours, he would have told you what happened. If you kept Lyndon in that room for 24 hours, he would have told you everything. He was spilling. All right. Notice the panties. Notice the panties here. Notice how cops are not picking that up. Right?
They were dressed out in the main room.
He said, did they tell you anything? Keep in mind, this is body language here. We need a body language person expert here, or fuck, I'll have to go to school for body language now too. because I'm doing linguistics. Look how he has his fists like this. That's interesting to me.
Kaylee went upstairs and just...
You see them? That's interesting. Kaylee went upstairs. We were in the main room, right?
I didn't tell you anything. They were just in the main room. This is one of the...
Josie says, this is one of the what? She's pointing to Jack, maybe? This is one of the what? Ex-boyfriends, maybe? Look at Bethany. Oh boy.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard the dancing.
I heard the dancing and laughing. So now Kaylee's in the main room and she says she heard the dancing and laughing, so she's placing herself in her bedroom.
Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs.
She screamed because someone was in the room, so she ran downstairs. So Dylan knows that someone was in Kaylee's room waiting for her. This is what I'm getting at. For real. I mean, allegedly it could have been. Jack didn't want to break up with Kaylee. Interesting. Amphitheater. There you go, Glenn. That's how it's built, like amphitheater. Exactly. Fishbowl, amphitheater. Ready?
I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And I saw the guy.
So basically what we're getting at here, first of all, we don't know if what she's saying is accurate, right? Factual. Do we know? No, because she could just be saying a story. She could just be saying anything, right? But according to her statements, she knew that someone was up there waiting for Kaylee. And that's why Kaylee ran back downstairs, because someone was up there. And then she claims to have seen the guy. And I saw the guy, she says. This is crazy.
I locked the door and I ran downstairs. We don't know what's going on.
And I ran downstairs and we don't know what's going on. So she skips to the very end. She skips to the very end. She goes from what happens at the beginning to Kaylee to then I ran downstairs because I was scared and I don't know what's going on. She skipped everything that occurred in between. Oh boy. In my opinion, this is incriminating for her. There's a lot of holes here. As a defense, you can poke holes in her statements like it's no one's business.
Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room.
She screamed because someone was in the room. How did you know, Dylan? How did you know that someone was in her room?
Downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And I saw the guy.
And I saw the guy.
I just locked the door.
I locked the door and ran downstairs, and we don't know what's going on.
I ran downstairs, but we don't know what's going on.
Can you come here with me, please?
Right, so then all of that happens, and here she's telling us the same story, except does she give us a little more here when she's telling the officer? Does she give us a bit more? Let's see.
You were in that room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to stairs. That one. Xana's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
because I heard her go upstairs, like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now, because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up, I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she's.
But listen to this. The first time she says it, it was like 100% clear. She ran downstairs because someone was in Kaylee's room. But now when she's telling the officer, she's saying, I'm pretty sure she said that. Now she's changing her tune to maybe perhaps someone was in there. I'm pretty sure she said that. You see how it all changed? Within a minute, she changed her story changed. Watch.
She saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said.
Now it went from a definite, when she was telling Jack Jacor, it went from an absolute 100% someone was in Kaylee's room, to now it's like, I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Right?
Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for her.
Okay, so now let's do this. We are going to now what we're going to do is, now I want to read the unredacted. Now we're going to read the unredacted. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I have to. So shout out to Connor. Shout out to Connor for that video. You guys, I'll link it. I'll link it to the description box. Give him a follow. So what I'm looking for here is the unredacted copies of Dylan's interview. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got it. It's like 145 pages, right? Yeah. Here we go. I have it. It's in a folder. I have it in a separate folder. So let me close this out. Remove. I believe this one's it. No, that's 116 pages. This is not it. Maybe it's this one here. No, that's the forensics. Fuck, what am I opening? It's a 145 pager. I have to look for it. I'm going through. This is not it. Actually, it might have been in my drive. Let me close this out. 1 second. Oh man, now I can't find it. Oh, I know. Sarah. Let me go to Sarah's Twitter. She has all of this shit on her Twitter. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Bear with me, guys. I am getting there. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to Sarah. Her Twitter handle is Sarah Dirish. Oh, Sarah D. Irish. My bad. D. Irish. So she has the Google, she placed it in the Google Drive. Thank you so much, Sarah, for this. And here we go. This was released. Not redacted. Here we go. I believe this is it. I hope so. No, this is the 5-pager. I need the 145-page document where it has all of the unredacted. I'm going through each one, making sure I find it here. It has the unredacted version of the Gooch interview. That's where I'm trying to get at. Hang on 1 second. I'm going through all of these links, clicking each link just to make sure. This is not it. Come on. It's in here somewhere for sure. 7-pager. That's the 6-pager. 3-pager. Nope. I'm going to miss that. Everyone's just going to leave my live because I'm taking forever. That's the 75-pager one. 2-pager. I should have had this ready to go. But I thought it was an easy find. It's 5-pager. 3-pager. 11-pager. Come on. Nope. There's so many links, you guys. Sorry. Where are you? Oh, this sucks. This sucks because I'm pretty sure that I had that saved somewhere. My God. I even retweeted Sarah's link. Let me see if I find the retweet. Yeah, here's the retweet. Okay. June 2nd. It was released June 2nd. Now I'm going through all of these links. Oh no, that sucks. Oh, that stinks that I can't find this. Oh man. Really? It was on June 2nd. I retweeted here. Let me show you guys. Take your time. Okay, thank you, Glenn. Jeff, how are you? Oh, Jeff, yeah, I'm looking for the 145 pager document. I'm looking for the Gooch. I'm looking for the Gooch unredacted interview. See, here's Sarah's page. If you guys, here's Sarah's page, Sarah Dersh, Sarah D. Irish. And it was released on June 2nd. And I'm going through all of these, and it's not it. For example, this first one was a 4-pager. See? You think they took it down? 75 pages. Okay. It was definitely in with these exhibits. It was definitely in with this. Could it be this one? No, that's not it. No. Oh man, that stinks. Let me go to, let's do this. Perhaps it's on the drive. The gooch is on. Every time I hear the gooch, I think of that song. The roof is on fire. The roof. The gooch is on fire. Hey Blue. What up, Blue? Do you see your wrench? Kane is here. Lucy's here. Where the hell is that 145 page document? Where is it, you guys? I'm fucking lost. I'm lost in the sauce. This is a photo batch. That's not what I want. This is the 1000 forensic document. That's not what I want. Fuck, I'm so lost. I'm not making shit up. I promise you there's an unredacted, I promise there's an unredacted interview out there for Dylan and the Gooch. That sucks. That sucks. I can't believe it. I thought I had it saved. So that would have been June 2nd, right? June 2nd. You guys know what I'm talking about? Lucy, you guys know what Lucy, it's the 145 page document of Gooch's interview with Dylan, and it's unredacted. Do you know what I'm talking about? Here comes man. Here comes Men in Black. Dylan and the Gooch. That murder mystery show. Lucy, do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. Why can I find it? Oh man, that really stinks. Okay. That really stinks. But I'll do this instead. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that, I guess. No, we read deeply. Read deeply says he has an interview, but not the PDF. Yeah, we have the YouTubes of the Gooch interview with Dylan. We have the Gooch interview with Dylan, but I'm looking for the unredacted because in that 145 pages, we can read the unredacted version. Like all of the unredactions are in that document. That really sucks that I can't find it. Anyway. Anyway, let's read this part. Maybe it's listed in here. This is the eyebrows, the bushy eyebrows, right? On her interview. Okay. Just can you can you let them out, please? Yeah, thank you. Just I've been talking about you on my stream. Okay. I don't think that people got it, shared it. Fuck, Lucy, that sucks. What's the girl gotta do? What's the girl gotta do to get some love around here? Anyway, okay, yeah, I can do that. Let's do that. I'll just play the YouTube video instead. I really wanted to read what Dylan told the Gooch that's unredacted. But we can go to the YouTube. Outcast has the interview with the Gooch. So let me go to Outcast. It's on Patreon is what I'm finding in search. Oh, for real? You did it? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So let's do Outcast. We are going to check out the Gooch interview if he still has it. Yeah, here it is. Let's do the damn thing. Thank you for being here, you guys. What did Dylan say? Here we go again. Kane, you got the wrench. Kane, I needed you. Kane, where the fuck were you when I was doing Carmelo Anthony? I was called a fucking bitch, whore, dumb slut at least 50 million times. Where the fuck were you, Kane? All right. I am going to play Dylan's interview. Here we go, because I want to hear again. I'm only highlighting. We are only highlighting a section of her statement because we know Dylan said a whole lot of shit. Dylan said a whole lot of bullshit. So what I want to highlight is her story about Kaylee running up the steps and going downstairs. That's how that's what we're sticking to in this episode. Specifically, when Dylan says that Kaylee ran up the steps and down the steps. Okay. We're gonna poke holes into this statement. Okay. Here we go. Now, if
Maddie came to live with you, otherwise you didn't know her before the introduction through Maddie and Zena.
Now, if we had the unredacted here, it's so much better. So much better, right?
Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah.
So how well did you know the three other girls besides before you moved in?
Pretty well. Me and Maddie and Xana hung out a lot. My was best friends with Xana, so I was at their house a lot and I knew Xana pretty well.
What's Austin. How do you spell that? And she doesn't live in the house at all?
No, she lives across the street at the White's apartments with my friend as well, who is I think she's actually a year older, I believe.
Here we go.
You moved in August, and then, because I haven't been in the house, where was your bedroom?
So obviously, when you walk in, you have the door. Right in front of you is the downstairs bathroom. When you go to the bathroom and take a left, that is the room. Again, looking at the bathroom, take a right, that is just an open spare room. When you first walk in the door and take a left, there's stairs. Those stairs go right into the living room.
We're going to have to walk you through some tough questions. Are you going to be okay with that?
Yeah.
So tell us about Saturday. Let's talk about the 12th,
Okay.
the day of the game. What time did you get up on the 12th?
House and then just.
So again, I'm going to scroll over to when she discusses what happened at 4 a.m. Pretty much 4 a.m. Let's talk about what happens at 4 a.m., right? So let's do that.
Friday to Saturday morning. I'm going to think it ended Saturday morning. Probably didn't end at midnight, right?
I don't even really remember exactly. I'm trying to rethink of what happened, but I can't even think about Friday night really.
Well, this is why we're asking.
Do you care if I look at my phone to see? Because I have probably.
Okay, here we go.
And we're at was in a room. I can't fully remember. It was just me, Maddie, and Zana at the White's apartment, and I just didn't feel like being there, so I walked home. And we're at my house. They were playing music, and it was just us four for the rest of the night. And I believe I went, from what my picture I saw, I went home around 12. I went to bed around 12:10 because I'm in my bed at 12:15 in that picture.
Who was in the house on Friday to Saturday again?
Sorry, his and me.
Thank you.
And then I remember Maddie coming home at some point. I don't fully remember when. I don't remember where Kaylee was. She was either in her room or the club. I don't remember talking to her much after we got home.
But you were in bed by 12:30?
Yes, at latest 12:30. I think so.
Do you remember on Saturday when you may have awakened?
I'm not looking at my phone again. Sorry. Yes, they had 100 beers. There was a lodge party, that's where we went to later that night. That was the main plan. Was okay, it's a party tonight. Those are known as the most fun parties, which is you want to go to all of those pretty much.
And all of you were going? All the roommates were going?
Kaylee wasn't thinking so. Usually when you're Saturday night, we got home from the White's apartment. I'm gonna guess around 5:30 again. I don't fully remember. Again, we were drinking that day too. I had just had champagne. I had probably around 3 drinks, seltzers. We made food. I know me and Kitty made pasta, and Xana made the sandwich. Xana, me, all of us were made. So Xana, me, Kaylee, some psych homework. So I know that for sure. Kaylee, I believe, and I know Kaylee was for sure, and I don't fully remember if her friend was. She's super nice. I met her. She's an 8, so I'm not close with her, but I know of her, and she's super nice. I just can't remember her name. So, my house, lodge, which is the main place, and back to the apartment just to see how it was going, if it was going or not, which it really wasn't that night. there wasn't a lot of people, which is kind of weird.
Was there a football game going on at the same time though?
No.
Oh,
I don't believe
there was a late game that night.
Maybe there still was.
No, there wasn't a late game that night. It was a 4 p.m. Saturday game. It wasn't no late game. What are you talking about, Gooch? The hell are you talking about?
So I think it started at 8:30.
Oh. No. What game started at 8:30? Absolutely not. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting there, you guys. We're getting there.
Was it a late
I
game,
don't know.
It started
I
at.
thought it was at 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the Washington State game that was
That
at
was
the
already
game.
done.
And the Washington State game wasn't at 8:30 either. Check this out. November 12th, 2022, Washington State football game. Quick Google search will tell you that this game, the Washington State Cougars were playing Arizona State Sun Devils, November 12th, 2022. And what time is this? Let's look. All times are mountain times. Where is it? Here, I found an article. So let's see if it says it. First of all, it's not a night game, and I can show you pictures here. So where are they getting this from? These officers are so misinformed. The interviewers that are interviewing are so misinformed. Look at this. This was a day game. This is a recap. November 12th, 2022. It was updated at 6:17 p.m. Recap. Right? Now look. It's a day game. It's not a night game, okay? Let's see if it gives us a time. Oh, here's a tweet. We got a whole tweet, baby. So that means, look, the game, this tweet, here, let me show you guys because I like to present to you because I'm presenting the facts. Look at this. This was tweeted out, this game, November 12th, 2022, 12:37. That this means that the game began at 1 p.m. or so. Look at this. Wow, look at this field. Amazing. That's pretty dope. Okay. There we go. So now let's go back to the interview and hear what the fuck they're talking about. All right. Check. No, we don't have time for stories. We don't have time for fibs here, for stories. We want the facts. Give us the facts. No bullshit. There we go. Now,
Yeah, so that I think that should have been done before Sigma Chi, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, there's sorry.
that's fine. Yeah, I just didn't know.
no,
So me and
she
obviously
says
going back and
here-
forth. Yeah, so that I think that should have been. Yeah, so that I think that should have been done.
There was a
So
late game that night.
there. Oh, maybe there still was. I can't
against
remember.
Davis. So I think it started at 8:30.
Oh, okay.
was a late
I
game,
don't.
wasn't
I don't
it?
know.
It started
I
at.
thought it was at 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
What started at 4 was the Idaho. Was the Idaho game started at 4? The football game, the Idaho State football game started at 4, correct? Right? Then, now listen to this.
the Washington State game that was
That
at
was
the
already
game.
done.
Yeah, so that I think that should have.
Yeah, the Washington State game would have been already done. That is correct. Because it looks like they began at 1 o'clock. All right, now check this.
Done before Sigma Chi, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's sorry.
that's fine. Yeah, I just didn't know. So me and Gibby obviously going back and forth, kind of looking around. Yeah,
It's the Washington State game that was
That
at
was
the
already
game.
done.
yeah. So that I think that should have been done before Sigma.
Okay, the police officer is correct in Gooch. Whoever the dude's voice is, I don't know who's in here with Gooch, but he totally corrected her. He said, yeah, that was already done. What are you talking about? There was no late game. Let's get that clear. There was no late game, football game in this area at that time. All right, so.
Okay, I believe. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I just didn't know. So me and Gibby obviously going back and forth, kind of looking around.
Me and who? So me and Gideon? Huh, what?
Yeah, so that I think that should have been done before Sigma Chi, I believe. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I just didn't know. So me and Gibby obviously.
Me and G. You see, it's. I wish we had the unredacted copy. Does she say me and Gideon, you guys? I don't know.
No. Yeah, so that I think that should have been done before Sigma Chi, I believe. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I just didn't know. So me and Gibby obviously going back and forth, kind of looking around. Eventually they go into the room, apartment, which I think is, I can't remember. I think it's apartment. I can't fully remember. He's a super nice guy. Totally trust him. Like, I've met him a lot. They were hanging out in there. I remember Ethan was really worried about his, because is a, they also had their formal that night, and so as her date. He was texting her a lot because she wasn't answering her, and apparently she'd been calling. Crying. Ethan Chapman.
Yes, no, I know who you're talking about, but you're talking about Ethan calling us.
Yeah, Chapman, I can't remember how to say it. Apparently she'd been crying, and she wasn't answering her phone. And he was just like texting her a lot, really worried. I ended up talking.
That's still a mystery. It's still a mystery what Maisie was going through here. Maisie was crying, texting, trying to reach Ethan and couldn't get through Ethan. Or Ethan was trying to reach Maisie, vice versa. I really want the unredacted version of this. But I wonder what Maisie was going through, because it seems significant enough for Dylan to bring it up here.
Talking to me after everything happened, and she's like, no, like, I just fell asleep and I forgot to text, and the last thing he said was like, I love you. That's like way later. But so I remember that, and then I remember.
Did he say why she was upset?
No, he didn't know why, and he was really worried about her. He's very protective. Like, he was like an older brother, like a big brother to me too. Like, he was super protective of all of us. And then I believe it was me that went to the lodge. I remember saying like, hey, do you want to go to? It is one of Xana's best friends.
Okay. Here we go.
So I'll start from there. 4 a.m. around 4 to 4:20. I don't know.
Okay, this is where I want to get to. Again, I want to talk about the Kaylee situation, about running upstairs, running downstairs, and her very first accounts were that Kaylee ran upstairs. There was someone upstairs in her bedroom, and that's why Kaylee ran back downstairs. So I want to hear it here. I want to hear if her story changed now that it's a few days later. This is November 17th. Now let's see what she tells the Gooch, okay?
I don't know if I was still drunk. Probably was. I don't know for sure. I was really asleep. I like woke up out of nowhere. I heard her playing music.
How do you know it was her? I guess I should ask that.
I don't really know for sure why I knew it was her, but I think it's because I heard her voice and she's probably singing. I knew for sure it was her when she walked upstairs and she said someone's here. That's how I knew for sure that it was Kaylee. So pretty much she like walked up the stairs.
Oh, my bad. Kane, you're distracting me, Kane. Please. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go.
I don't really know for sure why I knew it was her, but I think it's because I heard her voice and she's probably singing.
Here we go.
So I'll start from there. I said, Kaylee, what's going on? Please answer. So.
Why did you ask that?
Why did you ask that?
So I'll start from there. 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Pretty much 4 a.m. Pretty much 4 a.m. God damn it.
Or around 4 to 4:20. I don't know if I was still drunk. Probably.
Again, I feel like they're bringing up this time because this is the time that they were told to say 4 a.m. to drill it. Anything happen at if happens at 4, if anything happens, you have to say it happened at 4. Why? Why? Because the white Elantra is seen leaving the King Road house at 4:20. That's why.
Was, I don't know for sure. I was really asleep. I like woke up out of nowhere.
She was really asleep, but she's posting onto Visco at 3:33 in the morning. She was really asleep. Huh?
I heard her playing music.
How do you know?
And she woke up out of nowhere, okay? And she heard her playing music. She's talking about Kaylee here. We're talking about Kaylee.
It was her. I guess I should ask that.
I don't really know for sure why I knew it was her, but I think it's because I heard her voice and she's probably singing. I knew for sure it was her when she walked upstairs and she said someone's here. That's how I knew for sure that it was Kaylee. So pretty much she like walked up the stairs, normal, wasn't weird or anything.
I think pretty much at 4 a.m. it's a guide for her, like a mental guide to get the script straight. Here, you know, it kind of reminds her of the script. In my opinion, allegedly, honestly, in my opinion, I'm not honestly, allegedly, in my opinion, supposedly.
And I was like, okay, like, and I can go back to bed. Like,
So she like shouted out to you, somebody's here?
Not to me. I don't know if she knew I was awake, but so she walked up the stairs with Murphy. I think she got to almost about the top of the stairs just by how many like stomps there was.
Yo, she heard the stomps? She counted the stomps? I'm sorry, I keep pausing this. It's like something she's stating or saying is blowing my mind. How does she know how many stomps? Was she counting the stomps? That's fucking weird. Sorry. Let's keep it moving.
Her when she walked upstairs and she said someone's here. That's how I knew for sure that it was Kaylee. So pretty much she like walked up.
So she didn't know it was Kaylee until she walked up the stairs and said someone's here. So she recognized her voice. So now she knows it's Kaylee, okay?
The stairs, normal, wasn't weird or anything. And I was like, okay, like, and I can go back to bed. Like,
So she like shouted out to you, somebody's here?
Not to me. I don't know if she knew I was awake, but so she walked up the stairs with Murphy. I think she got to almost about the top of the stairs just by how many like stomps there was. And she said someone was here frantically, but it wasn't a yell because I know for a fact it wasn't like yell or shout.
Okay, but if you guys remember, you can back it up on this episode. She actually says the word screaming. She says Kaylee was screaming, someone is here. So now she changed her account. Now Kaylee wasn't yelling, okay? She wasn't yelling. According to now, a couple days later, she's changing her account of what happened.
Not here. And from what I heard, it's like
It wasn't a yell. Listen. And play it again.
She said someone was here frantically, but it wasn't a yell because I know for a fact it wasn't like yell or shout because not here. And from what I heard, it's like between talking and yelling. Like wasn't.
What's between talking and yelling? What does that mean to you guys? Because what in the world is between talking and yelling? Someone's here. Is that between talking and yelling? So it's not like someone's here. Talking would be someone's here. And yelling would be someone's here. So in between that would be someone's here. That's still kind of like yelling to me. I don't know.
Yelling, but it's in between there. I believe I was also very drunk. I don't know how much of this is real. Like,
wow. I don't know how much of this is real.
I don't know if my mind was like doing whatever. I don't know any of it. Like half of the stuff, I don't know if it's a dream or if it's real. I just have no.
We don't know if it's a dream or real. Wow.
Clue. But in that moment of what I think I heard, was her saying someone's here. Again, I think it was more like between talking and yelling. I don't know for sure. From what I remember, I think she like ran down the stairs pretty fast and then it just stopped.
So again, I'm going to say what I said before when I started the show. Then this would mean that Kaylee was attacked right there when she ran down the steps, and it would be in the living room. So then how in the world, Dylan, did you run downstairs past Kaylee's body? Did you just like tiptoe around Kaylee when you went to see Bethany? When you went to Bethany's room? Because if it just stopped, and we know Kaylee is found in the third floor with Maddie, something is missing here. What is something's missing here? And then it just stopped.
That's when I texted her, I believe, is like, I was kind of like, what in the world, like, what is this? Like, doesn't make sense. And I didn't think anything was wrong because nothing ever bad happens in Moscow ever. So then.
Did Kaylee sound stressed?
Yes, kind of, I think. I don't know for sure.
I mean, you told the officer she was screaming. Your first account was that Kaylee was screaming, running up and down the steps. But now you're not too sure.
What was Murphy doing? Was he barking?
I think he was barking again. I don't remember fully. I think he was
Murphy
barking.
a barker? Does Murphy bark at strangers?
We don't get a lot of strangers, so I don't know. Think so.
What would make Murphy bark? What normally, under normal circumstances, would make Murphy bark?
He just wasn't.
And that's another part of it that I haven't fully thought out yet. Because if Kaylee was with Murphy, according to her statements, they go upstairs and Kaylee runs back downstairs. So now where is Murphy in all of this? Because I have dogs and they're by my foot. They stay near me. And especially if something is happening, especially if I'm frantic and distressed and screaming, you think the dogs are going to stay up? You think the dogs will stay in Kaylee's room? You think Murphy stayed in Kaylee's room upstairs while Kaylee is running up and down screaming? No way in hell. No. I haven't fully thought where Murphy was. But according to this, if Kaylee ran back downstairs, then Murphy may have followed her back downstairs. And again, Kaylee is found unalived in Maddie's bedroom, Maddie's bed. Murphy is found in Kaylee's bedroom underneath her desk. How did they get up there? Then that's another thing to think about. How did they get up there?
Not really much of a barker.
But you heard him barking, you think? Or
yeah, I think so. From what I think I heard.
Can I step back a second?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this because you've been consuming alcohol, but I have to ask you because you have gone.
There's a 2 whole minutes redacted here, so I'm going to skip that.
So
you heard Murphy barking, but Murphy's barked before.
I mean, so when in the backyard there's dogs out there and he would bark at them. I don't think he ever really barked at people. Again, I don't remember fully. I'm just guessing off of what I think. But I do think I think I remember hearing barking when Kaylee said that. And I just something about her running down the stairs.
But she heard barking when Kaylee said that. She heard barking when Kaylee said, "Someone is here." Okay, so that means, wow. Now, what happened to Murphy?
Really fast because of how fast she was stomping.
I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, from what I don't know if it's real or if my mind's just drunk and awake. I don't know really.
Well, that's important for us. So
yeah,
we can't tell you whether or not that was reality.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue. I keep trying to remember, but I don't know what's real and what's not. Pretty much from that night, and it's kind of frustrating not knowing at all. I don't remember who had called.
Now, I want to remind you guys that the whole, the entire probable cause, the timeline that the police officer, the law enforcement, Idaho State Police, that probable cause to arrest Brian Koberger revolved around Dylan's narrative, Dylan's timeline of the events that occurred. Now, to hear her say, I don't know what's real or not. I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if it's a dream. How can a government like that, how can they just create this narrative surrounding a statement of someone who doesn't know whether or not what they're telling you it's real or not? I'm struggling with this.
Called first. I don't remember when I called them. I mean, I guess I could look on Sunday from my phone.
Was this at the time you heard Kaylee writing?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me look from Sunday.
What's Kaylee saying?
She just said someone's here and then nothing else from what I remember.
But it sounded like you said you heard her say someone's here, then heard the friend.
Yes, that's what I think I remember.
So
like she walked.
She was wearing shoes or not wearing shoes?
I think she was wearing, because all the girls like wear those Doc Martens, whatever. I think it was those. I don't know. I have no clue, but I'm pretty sure it was shoes because of how loud it was. Again, I don't know for sure. From looking at my phone. Okay, so I called at 4:19 a.m., which I didn't know. I guess I called before I texted Kaylee. And I think that's when she said something about firecracker, which I thought she was saying that there, like someone threw fireworks in her house because she heard like I don't know what she heard. And
okay, that's another story, the firecracker. I don't know. I still don't know whether or not that could be a gun, but my thought here, what I want to talk about here is that something very interesting. Okay, so I learned today that, hold on one second. I got to watch what I say because I want to make sure I don't get yelled at by Lucy. Forensics. Okay, I want to talk about something I learned today. Lucy, it's regarding the DNA. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lucy. Sutton's report mentions that DNA was found. There was DNA found of Xana's in Maddie's room. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But is it possible for these girls, is it possible that the girls inside were just fighting each other? For example, why would Xana's DNA be in Maddie's room? Why do you think that? And then he corrects it. Yeah, Lucy, thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah. So Sutton, all of their DNA would be all over the house. But then that's also true. That's also true, the transfer of DNA. That's also true because if the attacker was on Xana and then attacked Maddie and Kaylee, then for sure, right? Then Xana's DNA would be in Maddie's bedroom, right? For sure. Okay. I'll reserve my thoughts that I have on that until I dig further. But that is interesting to me. That is super interesting to me that they found Xana's DNA in Maddie's bedroom. Because were these girls fighting each other? right? Okay. So let me continue.
Something about like a light. I guess you talked to her. I don't fully know. I didn't understand it. I was out of it, obviously, probably still tipsy and just woke up. I thought she meant someone threw fireworks in her house, which didn't make any sense. So after that, I called Xana at 4:20 a.m. And then next, I called Kaylee as well as at 4:20 a.m.
And what?
Notice how Xana and Kaylee are the first ones she calls. Do you know why that could be?
Did you leave a message or anything?
No. And then I called again at 4:20. I don't really know why.
I have a feeling that at this point, I don't think Dylan is no longer at the house at this point, but we don't have their, do we have their, we don't have their phone data. We don't have none of their phone data or their health data to know. I think at this point, I think Dylan is out of the house. I don't think Dylan and Bethany are at the 1122 King Road when they're texting each other. I think Dylan is gone. I think that 420 car is Dylan piecing out, in my opinion. I think Dylan is piecing out. She's like, well, let me just call them. So there's record of me calling, acting like pretending that I care. In my opinion, allegedly. Crap. I skipped this. Okay, let's go back. So we're going to.
So we interrupted you. So you awakened at somewhere between 4 and 4:20 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I have texts that I texted Kaylee. So on my phone it says 5:22 because the time changed, but Moscow's an hour behind. So
Okay, so all right, so it would be 4:22. Is that true, you guys? I mean, I've traveled a lot, but I never realized the time change. So the time change and your phone. Okay, so right now she's in Boise. So her phone timestamps would show Boise time. Is that correct? And if she's in Moscow and she looks at her phone, those text messages will show 4:22. So you're telling me if she takes that hour drive and goes to Boise, when she looks at her phone, the timestamp changes? That's weird, but okay.
At 4:22 in Moscow, I guess would that change also my Snapchat video times?
Yes.
So then all of this would be an hour behind. That kind of messed everything up. Sorry. Then I guess everything would be an hour behind.
Yes, there is. Yes, Jeff. Jeff is here. Hi, Jeff. Jeff's avatar, new avatar. So cute. Jeff says that it's possible Murphy didn't hear the attack. I doubt it, Jeff. No, Jeff. Jeff, listen to the Linda Lane. Jeff, listen to the Linda Lane audio. So you're telling me that camera could pick up the attack and Murphy inside the house couldn't hear it? Is what you're saying? Jeff, that doesn't make sense, Jeff. Jeff, what you're saying doesn't make sense. How can Murphy not hear it? Even behind a closed door, Jeff. Oh my God, bye. Bye, Blue. Thank you for joining. Bye, Blue. His avatar is Gully and Dago trolling in his Hey, keep it classy in the chat. Keep it classy in the chat. Yes, Jeff. Okay. Oh, Jeff, you want to go there, Jeff? Okay, we're going to go there. Here we go. Jeff, you didn't know this, Jeff. Jeff, you didn't know. Let me pull up the photos. Hold on. My drive. Here, I'm going to pull it up. Jeff, what do you mean? You didn't know the door was open? Hold on. Where, here we go. Connor. Again, Connor is the bomb diggity. He has everything on here. So let's go to those crime scene photos. You think the door was closed? All right, we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you. Hang on one second. Let me share my screen. Thank you, Connor. Connor is the bomb diggity. Bomb diggity, no doubt. Okay, we're going to go to photos. Now, the photos from my bad. It's gonna come to me. It's coming. I'm getting there. It's not this one. Photos, media, right? And then after media, evidence. Oh, crime scene photos. That's where I go. My bad. Idaho 4 media. Idaho 4 media. Then you go to the crime scene photos, and you are going to see. I was looking at this here. Watch this. Crap, I don't know what batch it is now, but we'll figure it out. Huh? Now I have to download it? No, this can't be it. Hang on. Everything is all over the place. Okay, I have it. Here we go. Yes, baby. Ready? I saved it to I did download it, and I saved it to my desktop. Here we go. Okay. So we are going to take a look. Look, you think Maddie's door was closed. If Maddie's door was closed, then explain, how did we get here? Hold on. Also, notice there's no blood anywhere. Also, notice that no blood was found anywhere in Brian Kohlberger's car. For a crime of this magnitude, for a quadruple homicide, there was nothing found in Brian Kohlberger's vehicle. The vehicle we see at 420, leaving this vehicle, nothing. I'd like an expert to explain that, actually. Look, they took his whole entire car apart. Look at this. Yo, I mean, they should have done this with Eric Gower's car. They didn't. Look, they took everything down. Holy shit, they tried so bad. They tried so hard to find anything. there was nothing found in Brian Kohlberger's car. Could you imagine? It's on. It could be on batch 2. Let me share batch 2. It could be in this batch. Let's see. The gathering place. So is this the place where Maddie, not Maddie, Bethany painted her little, her Bob Ross painting that she came out with? Is this where they were, at the gathering place? Huh. See that? I mean, that could be anything. But it's interesting that it's recorded in here. What is this? It's quite interesting that this is part of the crime scene photos. Why? Right? Anyway, moving on. We are going to show Jeff Maddie's bedroom. This is Brian Kohlberger's. Okay, batch 3. Then it's batch 3. Let's move on. Next one. Yeah, perhaps it's in batch 3. Let's go to that one. Now this. Oh, batch 4, Lucy. Oh, thank you. Lucy is a good one. All right, batch 4, here we go. Hi, Karmic baby. How are you? Girl, your videos are on fire. Your videos, I don't know how, Karmic, I don't know how you do it, girl. Oh my God, when that video, Karmic, when you were live and that black truck pulled up, bro, that shit was, oh my God, Karmic, you are the queen. All right, so here we go. Jeff, we're getting there, Jeff. We're doing this for you, baby. Here we go. Don't you wish they would have took apart Eric Gower's car just like they did Ryan Kohlberger's? They didn't. Everything in this is sketchy to me. What are you doing? I didn't know, by the way, I didn't know sororities had their own chef. Is he one? Is he one of them? Why does he have? I mean, you can poke holes in everything in this case. There's just so much, like a Swiss cheese, Glenn said. There's just so much unreasonable doubt in here. This needed to go to trial. Now we're going into the bedroom. That's what I want to show you guys. Remember, she says she saw someone when she opened the door, right? She saw someone. So that means that person was in the kitchen, right? Oh, Dylan. I mean, it looks like someone was looking for something. The way these bedrooms are, it's like Someone is looking for something. Let's keep going. And then here we go. There we go. Okay, now here's Kaylee's bedroom, right? Someone said could have been underneath Kaylee's bed, but I don't think so. Cause look, maybe they were hiding like this. Maybe someone was like hiding behind her, waiting for her over here somewhere. Oh, that's so creepy. That's so creepy. Now check this out. Notice how the lack of blood up here is it makes me question. I for sure think that the attack did not happen anywhere up here. It didn't happen up here, right? Now look at this. Now when you go into Maddie's bedroom, right? I'm sorry if I'm scrolling too fast. Let's keep going. We're going to go into Maddie's bedroom. Now, this is still Kaylee's bedroom. Murphy was underneath the desk the whole time. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. Okay. This is Bethany's. Did Bethany have on the Steelers jersey for that jersey party? Why is Xana or Ethan's jersey here? Wait, did I miss Maddie's bedroom? Because where's Maddie's bedroom? This is that a little blood here? There's blood here. This is Bethany's room. It looks like to be blood here. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Why would Bethany's bedroom have blood? Do you guys see this? Why would Bethany's bedroom have some blood in it? Anyway, we're going to Maddie's room. That's what we want to see, Maddie's room. A cup? Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, you guys. Oh, this is the no, this is the bedroom. Huh? Why is that random here? I don't know. I don't know. Who was staying in this room? The empty bedroom. Who was staying there? What is this? What the hell is this? What is that? Oh, a treadmill. Oh, one of those little treadmills. Huh. But why is this bedroom door broken into? Oh my God, what's up with this bedroom? What's going on in this bedroom? Okay. We're here for Maddie's room. I don't know why I can't find it at this moment. Maybe I just skipped it. Hold on. Oh boy. All right. So obviously someone was staying in here, you guys. Look it. Someone was chilling in here. Why these doors look freshly painted? You know these doors look freshly painted, you guys. Wow, this door's freshly painted? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going because I'm just like getting distracted here. Maddie's bedroom. Here we go. Sorry, you guys. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Yes, 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 yes. We made it. Okay, we're here, baby. All right, let's do this. Maddie's bedroom. Okay, now you're gonna see this. Check this out, Jeff. If you're still in here, watch this. You see how these are all like in different directions? It's not like a, you know what I mean? This is in all different directions. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. These little droplets look like, like when you wash your hair. Not you, Kane. I know you don't wash. Not you, Kane. I know you don't wash your hair. But you know when you wash your hair and it's all wet and you like shake it off or like, the water droplets, you'll see them scatter around, right? To me, it looks like it could have been Murphy. It could have been Murphy that was filled with this red stuff and washed off or like shaked himself off, and it just splattered because all of these have a different direction. Do you see how some are going this way, some are going that way, this way, that way? You see the different direction of this? To me, it's something as messy as that. Like he may have shaken the blood off himself. That's what this looks like to me, in my opinion. Because if it's someone being like, if it's a stabbing, it would all go. You'll see the splatter. You'll see the splatter. I'm not a. Let me preface this by saying that I am not a splatter analyst or whatever you call those people. But I do clean. I'm a cleaner. I clean a lot. And when, you know, especially you have dogs. So when you see these things, you know, like, I can't, whatever. Let's keep it moving. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's all I got to say about that. But the whole purpose of this is to show you guys that I'm going to show you in 1 second. There is absolutely blood here, Jeff. You're going to see it on the doorway. And if you see there's blood there, then the door was opened. The door was opened. Now, this looks like a different splatter. This here looks like a different splatter as well. Maybe closer. This is much closer. You see, the object or person or thing was closer. That's why you see these droplets a little bigger. Stop. This is also a different splatter. There's several things happening here, which means several injuries and wounds. But let's keep it moving. What I wanted to show was, we're going to get there. This is crazy too. Where's the door? Where's Maddie's door? Did I miss it? Lucy, if you're still in here, you know what I'm looking for, right, Lucy? I'm looking for Maddie's door. Oh, here. Here we go, Jeff. You're going to see, we're going to get a close-up of it. We're going to get a close-up of the door. Here we go. This looks brand new. This here looks brand new. Wow, this looks brand new. Do you guys see this? Wow, this looks brand new. Oh, shit. Was Maddie's room just recently redone? You can tell that's new. You can tell all of this. Huh. Now look at this. Here it goes. Jeff, 48. I got to find this in the forensics. You see this? The door was open, Jeff. See this? This caught my attention. I think I have a video somewhere in the playlist down below about this. Guys, this caught my attention here because this is very different from anything I've seen. This here is different from any of the other splatters. This does look like a drag. That's why I'm thinking now, I am thinking more so. I'm thinking more so that the attack happened downstairs in the living room or outside, and they were dragged and pulled in. This coincides with Kane, what you were discussing earlier regarding the drag marks on the whites. Is it possible that as they were dragging her inside, they accidentally, you know what I mean? Sorry, Joss, I'm almost done. You know what I mean? As they were bringing her in. Or hair, could that have? No, but this is interesting because look how interesting this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how interesting that is? Like a tool or something with one, like it even has, look at this. It even has this shape. Bro, what is this? Look. You see this? What could that be? What could that be? And you see the same shape, you'll see it here. Check it. Look, here, here, here. You see that? Why is it bubbly? You see those little shapes? It's like little shapes here. And then also here, like if you zoom in, same sort of type of shape. Look, you see all these little bubbles. What is that? What in the world is that? So Jeff, what do you think? Now, like, because you mentioned that the door was closed. But how could the door be closed and then there's like blood splatter on here? How could that happen? Right? I don't know. Let me hear what you guys have to say about this. Hold on. A barrette? Oh, like a hair thing? Like a hair barrette? There's crackling of dry blood like that between wall and bed where Ethan was. Yeah? Now I gotta go to their room. Oh, for real, Lucy. It dries like that in like little. You know how like a snowflake has its own shape? Like, you know, like how a snowflake has its own shape? Like, this looks like to have its own shape. Like little bubbles. That it has to be an object, no? It has to be an object, right? So Jeff says you can see things like that in Ethan's bedroom. I mean, Xana's bedroom. So if we go to their bedroom up here, let's look at that wall real quick. Oh, now that I'm here, let me show. They ransacked this bedroom. They ransacked this bedroom like if they were looking for something. Okay, here. This looks like a drag mark. You see that, Kane? Kane, this looks like dragged. But is there a window here? What's over here? Because dragged. This makes me sad. This makes me sad because I feel like these are like finger marks, like maybe Xana. Oh my God, my God. Okay. Where is Xana's window? That makes me sad here too. Because this right here, this looks like fingers. This right here looks like fingers and stuff. I don't know, like smeared. Like whoever touched that, they were bloody. They were bloody. I see the droplets, but I'm not seeing what I saw in Maddie's room. I'm not seeing that. It's like an intricate little blood spatter. It looks like, I can't explain it, but it looks like a snowflake with its own design. I don't see that here though. I don't see the same here. This looks like a wine bottle. There was a wine bottle somewhere. Not wine bottle. It could be any bottle was sitting there. I don't see that. Jeff, oh, maybe here? What's that, a shoe? I see little circles. Wow. Trigger warning. Okay, Jeff, I don't see what I saw in Maddie's door on here. It's totally different. It's a different design. I don't see it in this bedroom. Anyways, this is awful. I don't know. Maddie Mogan's room, first collection. I think Xana only has a window that faces Queen Road. Yeah, near the desk. Mirror is far desk under her window. Gotcha. Thank you, Stone. How are you, Stone? The crackling I saw was near the floor where it meets the wall. Really gross. Some hair there. Okay. So hold on one second. Stone says, I see. Stone says, open your eyes. Open your eyes, Stoner. It's right here. Huh. You'd think they moved the table, right? You think they'd move the table so we could take a good look at that window, right? Near the bed. I see. Oh. Okay, hold on. And I think they were looking for something in Xana's closet. It looks like they were looking for something in here. Do you think that this happened when Hunter walked in? You think Hunter and they were looking for stuff in here? I don't know. Because he says, I went into the closet. Remember? He says, I went to the kitchen, pulled out a knife, and then I looked in the closet to see if someone was still there. Was it like this when Hunter walked in, or was who made that mess? And this is the bathroom that Dylan says, I heard crying. Why would Kaylee be in Xana's bathroom? No. Why would Kaylee be in Xana's bathroom? She says she heard crying coming from the bathroom. After Kaylee ran down, she heard some noise coming from the bathroom. So I'm assuming she's talking about Xana's bathroom, but why would Kaylee be in Xana's bathroom? According to Dylan, again, she says she heard Dylan's bedroom is behind this wall here. Dylan says she hears Kaylee and Murphy walk up. She heard the stomps. So she knew it was several stomps to walk up to her bedroom. Then she hears screaming, and then she hears Kaylee run downstairs saying, someone is here, someone is here. So she's running back downstairs. I'm assuming Murphy followed her, right? So Kaylee's running back downstairs. Someone is here with this big old ping pong table in the way. This big old table in the way. She's running back downstairs. And then all of a sudden, she goes into Xana's bathroom. And then we have Dylan over here saying, I hear crying coming from the bathroom. And then I hear someone say, someone's here. I hear someone say, it's okay. I'm here to help you. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I think, let me see what you guys are saying. Dylan was mistaken. It was Xana she heard run down and crying, not Kaylee. Yeah, but that's not what Dylan... Yeah, I get what you're saying. If she was mistaken, how do you know that? How do you know Dylan was mistaken? Why do you think she was mistaken? And how do you know she was mistaken? Are you assuming that she was talking about Xana? And if she heard Xana run down and crying, why was Xana in? So by your logic, if Dylan heard Xana run down and crying, why was Xana then in Kaylee's room? Why would Xana be up there and run down and cry? You get what I'm saying? By your logic, if it was Xana, why would Xana run downstairs? Why was Xana upstairs in Kaylee's bedroom? Because again, according to Dylan's accounts, she says it was Kaylee. I'll play that clip once more. I mean, if DM was wrong, then she could be wrong the other time she says things too. Exactly. So if she's mistaken about who it is, then how are we to believe anything that comes out of her mouth? She could be mistaken about everything. Yet we put out a freaking um yet the narrative is based on Dylan's accounts. The narrative is based on Dylan's accounts then. That could be wrong. But it's all good, right? It's totally good. Hi crew. Hi crew dog, how are you? Jeff knows everything. Xana went from kitchen up to check out what the noises were from the third floor. You think so, Jeff? Huh. Xana went up from the kitchen to check out what the noises were from Kaylee's bedroom. Huh. Por favor, amigos y amigas, hit that like. Thank you all for being here. I think I'm done. Stone, thank you. Blinking and driving. Lucy, I'm trying to figure what this is. Oh, that's the forensic pages. Oh, Lucy. Say less, girl. Say less. We're gonna go there. Here we go. Forensics. Lucy's giving me the page numbers and everything. All right, we're going there. Okay. Oh, batch 4 pictures. Oh, my bad. It's impossible for it to Kaylee. Okay, so then just to understand what you're saying, Jeff, you're saying that when Dylan says that Kaylee runs downstairs, she's lying. You're saying that she meant Xana. That it wasn't Dylan, that she meant Xana. I just want to understand what you mean, Jeff. That when Dylan says Kaylee runs up and down the steps, that what she's hearing is not Kaylee, that it's Xana who she's hearing. Does that make sense? Okay. I just want to understand if that's your stance. And then we're going to batch 4. Okay, batch 4 and pages. Let me go to the pages here. Pictures. Batch 4 is 1746. Okay, got it. Here we go. 1746 through 1843. Maddie Mogan's room, first collection, MPD ISP 1844 through 2097 is Maddie Mogan's second collection, images, ISP forensic examiners. Okay. This is weird. This is weird. Have you guys ever seen a light like this? A light fixture this way? Cuz it looks like a camera. Oh shit. Okay, here. You guys, oh shit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Jeff. I mean, not Jeff, chat. Chat, what? Why? Can you guys explain this to me? Oh, I see what oh my God, what the world? Why does this bladder look like this? Is that just how it is? I don't know. Is that just how it dries? Is that why? You guys. What is this? What is this? What is this? Look at this. You see this? I You see these lines like do you guys see these lines? This is similar to like what we're seeing at the door, like at the doorway. Yeah, that's exactly what I see at the doorway. But why is it like that? Is that just how, I don't know. Maybe I just need to educate myself on blood spatters. But do you notice the difference between these blood splatters and the ones in Xana's room? Can you guys tell the difference? Because it does look different. You can absolutely tell the difference. You see these blood splatters has like little, I keep saying snowflake because I don't know how else to describe it, but it's different. These splatters are different from the ones in Xana's room. Are you guys noticing this as well? Or I don't know. I'm going to go read up on blood splatters, I guess. Hi, Sarah Tears. We were just talking about you. I was looking into some documents. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for providing all of those Google Drives for us. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thank you. If you took already spilled blood and splashed it like it dried fast, once they finished the markers, they switched to alpha placed again yellow stickers. It's old splatter. It's odd splatter. Yeah, fake lashes? You think? You guys see though, I see an eyelash. You guys see how it looks different, right? I see what you're saying, Lucy. You showed us the ones without the markers. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, that light. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna end this live at that. Wow, 2.5 hours with you beautiful people, you amazing people. I swear, like, this is the best community. Hi, Truth Sleuth. Back it up. You missed a lot. Back it up. You missed so much. Not for nothing, the Idaho for community, like, I've covered other cases and everyone here is the bomb. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for being here. And with that, I'm just going to end the live and we'll pick it up, like we always do. Thank you for being here. Especially Jeff H. Especially Jeff H. Thank you for your kindness. Although we have difference in opinions, thank you for keeping it respectful here. I appreciate that. Bye, everyone. Have a good rest of your Tuesday.